a question which I cannot but ask you. COVID, leadership during COVID must have taught you few lessons. Anything that you would like to share?
It did. See, I think we always believe in, at least I have this innate belief, that see, in hospital, as I said, that there's so many patients who are coming, but we need to treat them with the philosophy that every patient is unique and every patient, every life is very, very important. Because I always see that the person who's here in the hospital is actually a very important person of a single unit which we call family.
Right.
Okay? So if there are 200, 250, 300 patients in the hospital, actually 300 families are involved at that point in time. And if we lose any life, if anything happens to any patient, it's like, you're kind of taking away that person from that family. So that's how it has to be treated. So in spite of the rush which we had at the hospital, we ensured that every patient should be well attended. It wasn't that, just kind of do the basics. It was like end to end, whatever care is required, give that. Second thing is that prioritizing, because as we always say that, what is important? Is it an urgency? Is it an emergency? Okay? So those where we thought that we could save the patient, urgency needs to be given irrespective of who's coming from where and who's calling you to get the admission. We kind of prioritize that who needs to be admitted first. Right? So that was the second thing. Third thing, the moment you are on the floor, you are working with a larger team, teamwork is very, very important.
True.
Right? From doctor to the nurses to the paramedic staff to the non-clinical staff, they also become equally important. Because one thing I'll tell you in COVID, one thing, while we knew that how the treatment has to go, after a few months everyone discovered that how the way of treatment has to, the protocol was set up and all of that. One very important aspect was communication with the family. Right? Because the families were not allowed for the obvious reasons. You can't meet. The person is in isolation. But at the same time, as a family, I'm very anxious as to what's happening with my relatives. Right? So setting up those channels, these people getting the information from the doctor, communicating it back to the family. So actually, even the non-clinical people in a way got completely entrenched into delivering clinical care.
Absolutely right.